All right, new WOD this week, 23.3. Couple thoughts on it. So, obviously technical, gets very heavy. Pacing is going to be important, not so much for capacity, but for muscle endurance. All right, obviously a very heavily intensive upper body session. Wall walks, right? Then double unders, right? Then snatches. Obviously your whole body's working, but your upper body is working more. Touch and go. So when you do your wall walks or if you're doing handstand push-ups, touch and go is much quicker, less time under tension, not as much pain. It's also a little bit more work in that, it has to be fast. So the last thing you ever want to do in any of these components is to redline. You must stop several reps short of redlining, because once you redline a smaller muscle group, shoulders, all you can do is wait. So if it's on the wall walks 2 or 3 really quickly, shake it out, then maybe it's singles, but make sure you stop early. Same thing with the handstand push-ups. If you have those, crank out 5 or 6 really quickly, then maybe it's doubles or triples. Snatches, same deal. Maybe it's the first set of 5 quickly, maybe, but then it's singles afterwards. All right? You will default to the level of your training. You will not rise to some unimaginable level you haven't seen yet. All right? So what will happen is, if your lower back is not as fatigued or stronger than your shoulders, I've already seen today people horking their snatch weight. They'll bend over and their back is horizontal with the ground, making their upper back, their lower back hork the weight up, and then their shoulders are doing all the work, versus being more vertical, hips open up, popping the weight up, and your arms will finish with the piece. So do not redline, do not hork the weight. In the first round, if you can, assuming no limiting factors, how much time can you bank? Can you bank a little bit so that when you have that next interval, you have a little bit of extra time? Now, of course, if you're like me and you're just trying to skate into the end and make it and get that next round, totally cool, and I get that. If you have a limiting factor and you can't do handstand push-ups and you're just gonna get to that piece, I get that too, all right? You do what you can as best you can. If you can do all those things, then that's a little bit more strategy. For all those that are getting themselves videotaped, and even if you're not, I'd recommend that, because you're gonna see where do you break down. Under intensity, under scrutiny, under tension, where does your form break? And that tells you what you need to work on for your accessories. That's my thoughts on 23.3. Keep it going, but no redlining.